Well, good morning and welcome to St. James Together Apart, our attempt to be together and be a community from at least 6 feet apart. My name is Ross Jenkins and I'm the host for this morning, and I'm so excited to bring you a brand new Monday edition as we dive into this morning show that has been so much fun. We hope you enjoyed the videos we uploaded last week. If you haven't had a chance to check those out, click the channel below and just go watch those 3 episodes. We had a lot of fun. We got to talk about some really cool topics and really get to speak to a lot of cool people last week. So if you haven't checked those out, go check them out right now. As always, if you want to hear more content from us, be sure to like this video and also click the subscribe button below to be able to follow us, because we want this to be a hub of community for our church. So let's jump right in right now. So first things first, on Monday, we have our quarantine pantry segment number 2, and this week's going to be at the Bell House as they try a delicate French recipe. So let's look in and see what they got going on.
All right, hey, Pastor Harrison here. I'm here with my family. What's your name? And that's Chelsea. And then there at the end, we've got little Ezra. And what are we going to be making today? Macaroons. And so we're really excited about this. A couple of things to get started. You're going to need just regular granulated sugar. You're going to need almond flour. You're going to need some confectionery sugar. You need some egg whites and egg yolks. And we're already mixing some of that stuff together. And as we just pour it in and we're mixing it up, we've got our egg whites already mixed. And we're just going to fold this in really slowly. We've added a little bit of green food coloring to it to try to make it pistachio flavored. We're going to add the pistachio sort of in the final mix of the buttermilk butter icing, and so we're excited about that. But if Chelsea, you want to go ahead and get the baking sheet ready. Bring it over here, Chelsea.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
All right, so here we have our finished mixed product, and it's all green. And does it smell good?
It smells good.
Does it smell good? You want to taste it? Stick your finger out. Let's taste it. It's got some egg whites in it, but I think that's okay. I'll taste that. Here we go. We'll do a little taste test. Taste test, buddy. You want a taste test? All right, what does that taste like?
It tastes good.
Does it taste pretty good? All right, we're going to make 1-inch dollops. We have our oven at 300 degrees. And after we make these 1-inch dollops, we're going to let it sit for about 20 minutes. It's going to flatten out, make a nice little circle.
It says to do 40 minutes, but
40 minutes. You set it out for 40 minutes?
40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't.
Dad,
We're only halfway listening to the recipe. We found that we don't have exactly everything that we need. Mostly we don't have the skill that we need, but this will get us through the rest. So we have our 1-inch dollops. We'll be back with you here in just a second, and we'll throw it in the oven. All right, so now I'm back here, and I have the dollops. They've been sitting out. We're going to place it in the oven for about 12 minutes, and then we'll be back. All right, so we are back, and we have them right here. They didn't rise as much as we wanted them to, or as probably as much as they needed to, but they still turned out pretty good. We let them cool down a little bit so that we can throw our icing on. And so for our icing, we made a simple syrup. So just sugar and water, we boiled it down. We've added some egg yolks and a little bit of sugar, and then added that simple syrup to it until it got pretty thick and whipped. All right, we're flipping them upside down, getting ready for the icing. And she's gonna cut the very tip of this.
Now I'm going to.
And Blair's gonna do it.
Very gently.
Try to get on the outside so you can see it. There we go. You want to put the top sandwich on it?
Yeah.
Act like it's a sandwich. Put a top on it. There you go. Don't press it too hard. We'll put it over here on our eat plate.
No, my teeth.
Okay. All right, put the sandwiches on top. Put the sandwiches on top. Don't push it too hard though.
Good job.
Well, it tastes terrible. No.
Good job.
Or the macarons.
You want to try it? Want to taste it?
Hold on. We got to plate it and then we'll all try it. All right.
All right.
Throw them on the plate.
I'm so scared of the taste test.
Taste test you're scared of? Why are you scared of it?
Okay, I'll
There's
try
our
it.
homemade macaroons. All right. Is everybody ready to try one?
Esther, you want to try one? Okay. Hold on, Blair.
Hold on, Blair. We're all going to try it together. Do you think it'll be delicious or not?
Not.
You don't think it'll be very good? Okay.
So,
All right.
Let's see. All right. Hold on. I'll take this one and say cheers. Tap them together.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Eat it.
no.
Not bad. You like it?
Yummy.
Yummy.
Was that a good job?
No.
What the heck do you want? Today's survival tips. If the sink looks like this, just stick with hand sanitizer.
All I'm saying is I'm impressed, because we tried last week making a cake out of a box and turning it into a bunny, and it turned out to be a demonic, deranged bunny. Harrison's over there whipping eggs and using almond flour, being all fancy. So I got to give it to them. They did a really good job with this one. So thank you guys. Thank you, Bell family, for doing that and sharing a little bit of your home with us. Now let's check in with one of our staff members, one of my favorite people that I get to hang out at work on a consistent basis, and that's Blake Sanders, our Director of Youth Ministry. So let's take a look in there, a conversation we had not too long ago about what ministry looks like and what we can learn during this time. Well, hello there, St. James. We're so excited to have our Monday segment where we get to sit down with a staff member and just check in on them. Today, have one of my favorite people that I get to hang out with in Blake Sanders. Say hi, Blake.
Hello. Hi.
So we're just excited to sit down with him and really just see what life looks like for him. So let's jump right in. So first of all, Blake, thanks for doing this. And the first question I want to ask is, what does ministry look like for you in the middle of COVID-19?
Right. So ministry right now, to me, is about two things. It's about keeping people connected. We have the Instagram Live where we can talk to students and talk to parents. Then we post our message and we have our small groups meeting, which I think is all super important. But also I think right now it's just having a place where kids and students, parents, whoever wants to log on, can just have fun and just break the monotony of sitting at home, being a substitute teacher all of a sudden, taking online classes, take their minds off all the stuff that they could be missing right now and just have a place where they can come and just have fun and feel connected. And really realize, I think right now, Isabel said it to me and it stuck with me, that right now there could be an amazing revolution because there's so many different ways to worship and different things to do with our time now that we have a lot more of it. So we're trying to capitalize on that right now.
Man, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, this is an opportunity for us. And so with that, then what's one thing you've learned about yourself being forced to slow down and do ministry differently?
Right. So one thing I learned about myself on a ministry side is that you can do a lot not even having to meet with people. I think so much of our ministry is relational, and I love that because I'm so extroverted and I am fueled up by the students and by my staff and by everyone. And so when this first happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to feel so disconnected. And what if they don't like me? And what if, and I've just learned that you can literally do so much just by reaching out to people or just by sending letters, texting, calling. Goes a lot farther than I thought it did before. And then on a not ministry side, I've learned that I can cook more than I thought I could before, because I hate cooking for myself. And now that I'm forced to be home all the time, I've cooked more. If you ask my parents, they'd probably say I go out more. But with all this to-go stuff, I've learned that when you go to the store and stock up, you have to make the best use of all your resources. And so I've really learned that. That was a big shocker to me that hopefully I can take over after this is all done. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, all I learned about myself is that I can bake a really amazing Easter bunny cake. That's what I've learned. But as far as the other stuff goes, not there yet. But I can make a mean Easter bunny cake for sure. But that's really cool. Yeah, because it forces you to be back home. It forces you to get creative, and sometimes we need to be forced into new spaces, and that's really cool that you've learned those things about ministry and also about yourself. But same thing though, kind of continuing this trend of reflectivity and reflectiveness and reflecting on our lives. Like, what is one surprising thing or one place that you found surprising joy in that otherwise you wouldn't have found?
Yeah, I'd say for me, it's that relationships that I didn't think could be kept up during this time really can be. Coming out of college, moving away from my college town and all my friends was super difficult. I was very confident coming here. I was excited, but also all of my college friends either moved to other towns or stayed in Nashville. And a lot of those relationships, I wouldn't say were lost, but a lot of them I thought they were going to be strained. And now what I've learned is that these relationships can be as strong as ever during this time. We've had a lot of Zoom meetings. We've been playing games on Zoom and FaceTime. And I've really been prompted almost every day to call someone different. Like, hey, I know you're home. Let's talk. And so it's really brought me joy to know that all these relationships that I just kind of have written off as like, oh, well, maybe we'll see each other when we go here on a trip, or we go do this, really are just as strong. All it takes is a phone call or even a Zoom meeting, which I didn't even know existed until now. And I've been doing a lot of those, and it's been super, super awesome just to get to see these people. So I hope it keeps up after this, just because it was almost refreshing to be like, I still have all my people, even though I'm here and there, wherever they are. It's been cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Relationships are so powerful, and I think it's times like this that really force us to take into account and take how valuable they really are to us. And you don't really miss it until it's not there, and then you have to find again those creative ways to maintain it. And that's really cool to hear that you've done that. And St. James, we just want to challenge you guys with that message right there. Our relationships are so important. So how are you stepping out to maintain those relationships? And Blake, thank you so much for sharing these insights. We really appreciate you being on today and doing this. And we hope to take these challenges to heart, learning from you and continuing to dive into our creativity, into our relationships even more. So thanks again for stopping by, Blake.
Anytime. This is fun.
I love that word from Blake, because we need community. We need our relationships. And so I want to challenge you this week to really be intentional. Let's not isolate. Let's not step back away from relationships, but let's dive into them, because we need people around us. If we're going to maintain spiritual health and mental health and emotional health, we need people around us. So let's be intentional this week about being connected to those around us. Well, thanks so much for stopping in on Monday and joining us. We hope that this content has brought some joy and some encouragement into your life. And if you get the chance, just click the subscribe button below. We'd really appreciate it. And as always, keep those hands clean, River Region.